Good morning, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 key things on pricing your property right, okay, and avoid the pitfall. And lastly, what is the effect of overpricing your property? Okay, so let's get to it. Lee from Property Ask, minimize your risk here. Owners and new owners to be looking for honest insight to purchasing and selling your property with minimal risk. You are in the right place. Okay, today I would like to share with you 3 key things of pricing your property right. First will be the bank valuation. Okay, bank valuation or valuers that work with the banks. This is a very key thing among the 3. Second will be your transacted record around your neighborhood with the same unit type or condo. Let's say for a condo will be your stack, the same stack or similar layout. For HDB will be the similar layout in the surrounding closest neighborhood. All right. Third will be the timing. All right. Timing is also very crucial because the transacted record for the your neighbor that has sold, okay, and the valuation that is being taken from the bank must be as close as possible. So let's dive deep into each of them. Okay, bank valuation. Bank valuation is one of the most important among these 3 factors, right? They are the most important is because your buyers take the loan from. Okay, so if your asking price is higher than the bank valuation, your buyer, the difference, your buyer will need to fork out cash. So on top of what they need on this different cash portion, they already need to come up with the down payment as cash as well. So it's a bit tough for them to come up with the additional cash of the difference between the valuation and your asking price. So I would say that in previous many years ago during HDB transaction, okay, it happens very often, whereby HDB will come up with a valuation, and then buyer and seller then decide. Of course, the seller already have a value that they want to sell, but let's say once the HDB valuation come out that is lower, normally is lower than the owner is asking, then if the buyer want to buy that unit, right, they will have to come up with the difference. They have to try to match the seller asking price. So there will be a cash on it. So that time we call it the cash above valuation, which is very common, really very common. So for this right now is different. I will cover that later part on my next video on HDB. All right. So for this bank valuation, right? So this bank valuation you can take from is of course the bank, and the other one is the valuers that work with the banks. So they are the most solid source of reference that you can price your property. Okay, so some of my client, okay, or my friends who casually say, hey, I have been told that they search the internet website on some of this listing website, property listing website, about they also provide a valuation value for my property. Can I take that into the consideration? I would say that I only will ask them one thing. Okay, does all this listing website, property listing website, provide loan to your buyers? If they do, okay. But if they don't, unfortunately, most or all of them do not at this point in time. Okay, they do not provide loan to your buyers. Then just take it as a pin of salt. Okay, and I myself in this trade, I also many a times I've been approached by the buyer because I represent the seller. So the buyer agent will approach me and say, hey, Mr. Lee, we check from the listing website that this seller valuation for their unit is this so much, which is lower than the bank can match. So I just tell them never mind, just go back to your buyers and tell them that your buyers need to take loan from the bank. So be fair take it from the bank valuation. All right, so that part I have to remember. Okay, then second source will be the transacted prices of the neighbor unit upstairs or downstairs. Okay, if don't have, the next will be your neighbor with the same square feet, like 721. Your next block owners also have 721 square feet. Okay, so you can also take that as a reference. But take note is that the facing and the height level, low floor and high floor, all right, it play a part in the asking price as well. Okay, so then that's bring me to the third point, the timing. All right, the timing, it affect the first one, your valuation, and also the transacted price. All right, you must take the timing of the transacted price of your neighbors and the valuation as close as possible when you are selling your property. So that will give you the most so-called matching to the market condition when you are selling. Okay, there's no point taking anything more than 6 months. Okay, so take has a rough gauge. Okay, from our opinion, take a rough gauge between 4 to 6 months as a guide. And then if let's say a market move up and down very fast at time, remember you should take something like 1 month or 2 months max, okay, as a reference, because they move too fast already. So sometimes if you are in a selling and the market is going down, right, all right, so you miss the opportunity of selling at the price that you wanted initially. So if let's say you sell this price, and then the market, of course, as a seller, right, we will try to, hey, maybe that is the price that I can sell higher, or I change my mind. But please, that will be another story on that. Okay, this is what we call moving our goalposts, Try not to do that, because if you do that, there is also a negative part of that as well. Okay, so which I will cover that in my other videos. Okay, so then the thing is that then comes down to the disadvantage of pricing too high. Okay, when it's pricing too high for a property, right? So what you can guess, simple, the property listing will be always sitting down there for a longer period of time, or may not even get sold. So when your listing is sitting in the property listing website too long, right? Buyers will wonder, how come this unit has been so long in the market? How come it has not been sold yet? Is there something wrong with the unit? Leakage, bad neighbors, what happened to the unit? So to avoid this kind of suspicious effect from your buyers, right, it's best that price right from the start, and then get it done as soon as possible. So you see, the second thing of disadvantage of overpricing your property, right, is that especially during buyer's market. Buyer's market during that period, I can tell you, it's only limited buyers, handful buyers in your area. So they, with the help of the agent and themselves, right, they will really look through the listing, because this is it's one of the so-called high value item that they buy in their lifetime. So they will really run through the list of all the available property listing website and find out, okay, try to figure out which are the units that is selling for this particular block, or particular area. So also to avoid inconvenience to you and your family, because it's quite tedious. You need to prepare your the house before the house viewing. Okay, so all these factors, right, and if it's too long, right, you will inconvenience yourself, and at the same time you will help your neighbor to sell. Okay, especially those in the similar facing and things like that. So get your unit price right, and get it sold as soon as possible. Okay, so the right price for a property is always the price that you sold for during the marketing period. So remember, pricing is an exchange rate on all the tangible and intangible aspect of your property in exchange for cash. All right, that sums up all my sharing session for today. And I'll be coming up with a new video regarding about the mistakes to avoid and what to prepare for the sales of your property. All right, so if you like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell. So once it's ready, you'll be the first one to know.